Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Secret Files Tunguska. So last time Max managed to track down Kemorangi in Ireland, and he got us some journals that led us here. Then he was going to meet with Nina and Cheryl, but Konski lured him to the museum, where it turned out Konski was assassinated. And then an unknown car picked up Max, and because Max is stupid, he went in the car without any further prompting. Although, I don't know, maybe they were pointing a gun at him that we couldn't see. In any case, we have some new diary entries. So, research report. Ireland. Lord Morangi recognized Perez's symbol. Apparently, Vladimir stumbled on a report about a strange artifact in his search for more fragments from Tunguska. A British researcher's report describes the same properties that Vladimir observed in the fragment from Tunguska. Unfortunately, the report did not mention where the artifact had been found. Morangi was therefore supposed to buy all the records from the researcher's estate, and they found a strange symbol there as well. Murder. Berlin. Museum. Max discovers the corpse of Detective Konski. Now it is clear to him that Nina's enemies are not afraid of anything, not even murder. It is still unclear what role the dubious Detective Konski played. Betrayed and forgotten. China, Himalayas. Max didn't show up to the rendezvous with Nina. Has he only been using her the entire time? Nina has to set off in search of the forgotten Zopa tribe without him. Okay, so now let's take a look around.
For sure. Without Oleg, I never would have found this cave. A small round hole in the rock. A small round hole in the rock.
Okay, she says that for all of it.
It could come from a yak.
Yaks! Let's take the skull because we steal everything.
It could come from a yak. A wooden peg.
Right.
An excerpt from the travel journal of a certain Dr. Evans. My father considered getting these documents to be so important that he intentionally coded all documents that deal with this subject.
Oh, okay, this is a lot. 10/23/1947. I've only been here in northern India for a few months and have already heard rumors of a mysterious mountain tribe 3 times. The Zopa tribe supposedly lives in seclusion in a particularly rough area of the Himalayas. Folks say that they have hypnotic abilities which they supposedly owe to their wholly circular-shaped artifacts. The Zopa are able to protect themselves from intruders with the help of their strange powers. 5/12/1949. My curiosity is nothing new, but my dreams have been renewed because I have finally managed to organize an expedition. Fortunately, the directions to the hidden valley of the Zopa are very vague, but I'm going to try. I simply have to try. 7/30/1949. We're on our way. If only half the stories about the Zopa's supernatural and hypnotic abilities are true, then we are all standing on the edge of the biggest scientific sensation since the discovery of the pyramids of Giza. 8/10/1949. We have been advancing higher into the steep and icy mountains of the Himalayas for days. I admit, sometimes I feel the urge to simply turn around. It's like an inner voice, but my will is stronger, for now. 8/14/1949. These cowardly dogs. Today the members of my support team simply took off. They ran away like scared chickens. 2 of them fell to their death. I don't know if the other ones will make it. I also don't have time to think about them. I have to keep going. 8/16/1949. I've now been alone for the past 2 days. I had to leave most of my equipment behind, and yet I have the feeling that the remaining baggage keeps getting heavier. I have to get rid of more ballast, but I don't have anything more to spare. 8/19/1949. I'm tired, so unbelievably tired. I know that I have to keep going, but I don't know how. I wonder if I'll see my daughter again. If I'll ever see my daughter again. 8/1949. How long have I been lying here? I have a vague memory of pulling myself onto a ledge. Everything around me was white. Then everything went black. The veil in front of my eyes is now slowly lifting. I see a cave, but my legs refuse to stand up. 9/2/1949. I'm lying in a British hospital in northern India. They told me that I was discovered 10 days ago by Tibetan monks lying unconscious on the bank of a river near the city of Lhasa. Since I had a severe fever, the monks apparently took care of me and then brought me to the military hospital. 9/4/1949. They are telling me that I often babbled in confused sentence fragments. The monks wrote my words down. The ruling guardian. Let me write these down. The ruling guardian. He sees everything. And he comes from far away. What do these words mean? And what kind of weird sketch is this that I stuck to the back in the diary and which I apparently made myself? It looks like some kind of sign of the zodiac. I'm desperately trying to remember, but I simply can't. 11:30, 1953. A lot of time has passed, time in which I have searched my brain for memories, in vain. I simply have no choice. I have to go back. I'm going to try to organize a new expedition as soon as possible. 3/27, 1955. I have everything together. Map of the region, a couple scientists, a necessary support team. But I can't set off. Instead, I have to argue with rich idiots who don't believe me and don't want to finance my expedition. 9/1, 1959. If a miracle doesn't happen now, I will never be able to finish my life's work. The rich, snotty upstarts refuse to give me any money, and the banks don't want to either. They are banishing the fascinating Zopa tribe into the realm of myths and legends. And then we have this symbol. So just trace that real quick, even though I'm sure I'll be able to look at it. I'd rather not have to open this up. Open. These are some of these are closed and then some of these are open. I wonder how significant that's going to be. Okay. Close enough for government work. It's really nothing more here, so.
Patterns were chiseled into the rock here. I wonder what they mean.
I also wonder what they mean.
Pretty big rock. It's too heavy. I can't move it.
Hey, there's a skeleton down there.
The water is crystal clear and most likely ice cold. The poor guy must have fallen in there. I wonder if he was a member of my father's expedition. I can't reach it from here.
Can we use this to lever the rock? Hey! Oh, you strong, girl.
I was lucky that there is another drain. Otherwise, the entire cave would probably be underwater already.
Okay, that didn't work out quite how I thought,
The
but...
bag was next to the skeleton, and the rising waters brought it to the surface. This means that the contents can't be that heavy. Oh, a bone. It looks weird. Somehow unnatural. Patterns were chiseled into the rock here. I wonder what they mean.
Huh. This is really all we're given to work with. And no riddle. I assume we stick one of these in the hole.
I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening.
Okay, what about this hole?
The bone caught on something. I can't get it out anymore.
Oh, we can go outside? I don't know why we would yet, but... Did that change anything in here? Ooh.
This room emanates a weird atmosphere. I can't describe it exactly. Unreal, as if one is entering a different world.
Okay, so there's that same mask again.
These lines and circles look almost like the sketches that Manuel Perez made in Cuba.
Yeah, I do see the resemblance.
Small humans flee from a huge unshapely object into a cave.
I guess this is saying, depicting a meteor strike that caused the tribals to go into the cave.
The head was chiseled directly out of the massive rock face.
Okay, so... Let's see. Oh, gee, thanks, game. Doo. So I think, I don't know, I want to say this is going to be related to that picture in the, what's the word I'm looking for? In the diary, but I feel like we're maybe missing parts here. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Oh no, we have exactly the number we need, so I guess the circles don't mean anything. Let's try. I imagine this is going to be center. Oh no, you don't go there, so we have. Oh, it did something.
Strange disc. Really looks rather insignificant, but it feels warm. And I have the feeling as if some sort of weird energy is emanating from it. I'll show it to Oleg. Maybe he's got an idea about what we should do with it.
Well, don't show him.
Oleg! I was just coming to you.
I see you really did it. Congratulations. We were not mistaken about you.
Thanks. What do you mean by...
I'll explain that later. The boss is waiting.
I didn't get to finish looking at it.
Kambursky to station. Requesting permission to land.
Ah, Oleg, I heard you actually found this metal thing?
Hello, Sergey. Yes, everything actually went as we hoped. The girl was really good.
Excellent work. The boss will be pleased.
Now what are we going to do with her?
The boss's orders were clear.
Is that really necessary?
Well, it is a shame with that cute ass. But with some luck, it'll keep fresh on ice. And now, turn the water on.
Okay. Nothing.
What a piece of crap! The damn thing's broken again! Let's see what the problem is. We should hurry, though. The prototype is as good as ready for use. You see, and the boss is waiting for us.
And the little one?
We won't be gone long. We'll take care of her later. There's a piece missing here. Looks like it was torn out.
Sabotage?
Could be. You take care of it. I have to get back to our scientific genius.
Okay.
Oh, God. I hurt all over, and I'm totally freezing. Where am I? I can only vaguely remember that Oleg knocked me out. But why? I really thought he was someone I could trust. Yet another bad judgment.
Okay, I'm actually going to, that's not what I want. I'm actually going to save here real quick. And then I'm going to load here because I didn't get a chance to, oh, right. I'm not done here. First,
Oleg is standing guard. I'm sure he'll notify me in time if problems should arise.
Well, yeah, I don't think he was standing guard. So can I actually just put the pig in the hole?
I can push the part into the opening without...
Okay, because I wonder if there's other things we could put in those holes. And why does did this guy have a bone in his sack?
I was lucky that there is another drain. Otherwise, the entire cave would probably be underwater already.
To be fair, the rock didn't cover it entirely, but... Also, I noticed we still have the onion and the teddy bear and the prongs in our,
Oh.
So this goes in the bottom. Ruling Guardian, he sees everything. Comes
The bone caught on something. I can't get it out anymore. I can...
It doesn't catch on anything.
I can put... I can push the part...
Okay, so I guess these are like red herrings, maybe?
I can...
I don't know. But then here...
This room emanates...
Okay. So I wanted to look at this relief, so... This looks like a depiction of the Tunguska event, actually. Where you have an armeter falling down, the trees falling down. But these people should have known nothing of that. They're isolated in the Himalayas.
It depicts the fall of a huge, unshapely object. The broken down trees around the crash site remind me a bit of photos that I once saw of the Tunguska region after the 1908 catastrophe.
So these people know things they shouldn't somehow.
There's this light coming up from down there that bathes the room in this strange atmosphere.
So could these people... Could they have been uplifted and these are the telekinetic cult people that we're dealing with? In any case, I got to see what I wanted now, so we can go back here. Alright, so diary. Another betrayal. Somewhere out in the cold, Nina has actually found one of the legendary Zopa artifacts, but she isn't the only one who has achieved her goal. Apparently, Oleg has also been using her this entire time. As soon as she has her hands on the artifact, he knocks her down. Alright, so... What do we got here? Plunger?
This thing helps unclog stopped-up toilets.
We'll take that with us. Our inventory is clear, so I don't know why it didn't clean it out when we left Cuba, but okay. Because we certainly didn't use any.
Bathtub filled with bubbles, a glass of red wine, and someone to massage my back. I think I want to go home. There's no water coming out.
Where was I? Oh yeah, so we didn't actually use any of the items in not Antarctica, that's where we are now, in the Himalayas, so I wonder what was the point of giving them there? Are we going to find them again here?
A video camera in the bathroom? I wouldn't want to take a shower in here. I can't reach it.
Plunger it. I guess we can't.
Extra soft and fluffy 3 layers.
Well, it's a pretty nice toilet paper then for a place like this.
Extra soft.
Okay, we can't do anything else in here, so I guess we'll just wander out.
A stationary drill. A metal bit is in it.
Okay. The armory.
I'll take everything with me that is not on the trees by the time I count to 3. It only contains useless stuff.
Oh, we got a tapper, piece of something, and silicone.
I have a vague idea. You can do thread cutting with that. I know, a very risky assumption, but you can't win if you don't try.
I think this would actually be a die. Because this would thread the outside of an object like a bolt, whereas a tapper is something used to thread the inside of a hole.
It reminds me of the part I found in Moscow at the train station. In the meantime, it appears to have entered series production. Now it even has a rubber coating on the grip. You can use this to seal windows or become a lifeguard on TV.
Can we use that there? Okay, so let's keep looking around.
A metal plate.
We'll take that. And we'll fit that in our back pocket somehow.
A metal.
Uh,
A vise. Standard equipment in any shop that has at least half the equipment it needs.
can we... Okay, let's finish looking around here.
Could be a kind of master key that can be replicated in the workshop as needed. A single egg is visible through the plate of glass. The machine can probably be opened with key commands. I do not know the number combination, and if I just simply break the glass, then the contents will probably be destroyed by the falling glass splinters.
How is glass falling a few inches going to break an egg? Okay. Can we use any of this? No. Can we put the metal plate? Haha.
The drill is throwing sparks when it gets in contact with the metal plate.
Oh, we need lube.
You can use this to...
Okay, I guess we're not going to use a silicon-based lube.
The drill is throwing sparks when it gets in contact.
Why do you care about the life of the bit, though? I mean, you can still drill it. It's just going to shorten the life of the
The
bit.
door is locked. The lock is completely iced over. I can't get the key into it.
Okay, so we need heat.
You can...
Which means I guess we need warm water.
It only contains...
Okay, so let's see.
a bath...
Oh, that's for using the faucet.
There's no water coming out.
Okay, so can we... Is it really?
It works! It works!
Wait. Oh, we
A
just...
metal...
We just picked this up again. Okay.
It only can...
So let's, put that back on.
The drill is throwing sparks when it gets in...
Yes, okay, I get it.
The sparks from the drill set the paper on fire. I should have learned by now that I can't simply hold metallic items.
Okay, I see. Really? Can we at least use... What do you want to...
I should have learned by now that it only contains...
And she can't take that, so... Can we use the fire on anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Can't. Good thing it's permanently burning toilet paper, though.
I can't...
Can we use anything on... See, I would think this almost looks like you could grab it, but... I don't know, can we bend it so we can grab... There we go. No, you were going to use it. There we go. Oop.
I'm going to freeze to death pretty soon, but at least the key is nice and warm now.
Alright, onwards to victory! Or at least freedom,
The hot
maybe?
key is melting the ice, so the lock is now open. I assume that by entering numbers, one can extend a bridge to the room on the other side.
Well, this is a cozy looking place.
What a strange design. I think I read somewhere that stuff like this was used to protect sensitive equipment from radio interference.
Oh, that's, I deal with that at work. Except they aren't metal. At least the ones we use aren't metal. Instead, it's, so you have these anechoic chambers. Forget exactly how it's pronounced, but it's lined with these anechoic tiles. And what they do is they prevent radio wave reflections by, they're coated in a material, or made of material, that absorbs radio waves, so that way you don't get standing wave reflections in a room when you're testing radio equipment. You just get the energy directly from the source with no reflection, or at least minimal reflection.
A freight elevator. But there doesn't appear to be a way to summon the elevator up from here. I don't have the slightest clue what I should enter. And what happens if I enter the wrong combination too many times? I should look around for clues first.
Okay, so...
What a strange design. Looks like an elevator shaft, but the elevator is nowhere to be seen. Without an elevator? I really don't feel like jumping into precipices today for a change. Maybe tomorrow.
Alright, well, let's go on. Let's take the stairs first. Since there's a platform down there, at least. Oh, this is where Oleg was.
The freight elevator does not appear to be very stable. One of the cables has already broken, and the one next to it doesn't look like it is going to last much longer either.
What's this down here?
Salt. Probably from the bag up there. That little bit is just enough for a breakfast egg. The platform hangs too...
Okay.
No idea what that does.
Let's press it then. You'll probably break something.
Nothing is happening. Maybe the switch is broken. A completely normal fishing rod without any kind of frills, but rather robust.
I don't suppose this combines with anything. Can we use it there? Nope.
I think that's a water pump. It's not running though. I assume it is responsible for the running water and the heating. That's probably why it's so cold in here. It's not making a sound. Something isn't right.
Well, it's missing a piece.
I think that's... It's...
Hard to tell from here. I mean, maybe that's supposed to be like a fuse or something? Well, why don't we move on to
That's the way outside. I'm already freezing my butt off in here, and it's not going to be any warmer out there. 10 polar bears couldn't get me out of here while I'm wearing these clothes.
Okay, let's not try to go outside and find rescue. Let's instead go to the other door.
Oh, this appears to be something like a control room. And what is that down there?
On the floor, that's Antarctica.
Problem solved?
Not quite. But at least I found our saboteur. There was a terrible, regrettable accident just now.
That's too bad. What's going on with the water?
That isn't important right now. I need you here.
Oleg, may I introduce you to Professor Charleroi, our scientific leader?
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, sure. Save it. We don't have time. The boss will be here soon, and I want to have everything ready to go by then.
Oleg, Sergey, and this Nicole Charleroi seem to be like a kind of complete assembly of all the human scum on Earth. Right now, I'm really tempted to jump through the window and send all three of them to... But what are they doing down there? And what kind of machine is that? I don't know for sure what is going on here, but I'm really sure that it is something quite nasty. And this I know. As soon as I get even the slightest chance, I will mess up their plans, but big. They all appear to be very busy down there. I should take advantage of it. It all looks terribly complicated, at least for someone who knows frighteningly little about it.
Let's mess with
There
it.
are 3,000 switches here, and not one is labeled. I'm not even going to try it. None of the monitors shows anyone. It's probably possible to switch from one room to another somehow, but I can't find the right knobs. A huge plasma screen. What do they need all those video recorders for? None of them has a cassette inside. A single piece of explosive is still in there. I think I'll take it with me.
Okay, what are we going to do with explosives?
I'd probably feel better if I blew it up. But would it help? Probably not.
Well, we can blow up the bathtub to make sure they don't drown us. No. Okay, so we still don't know the code for that thing. We don't know the code for this thing. We apparently need... we can blow that up.
The freight elevator does not appear to be very stable. That's the way...
Okay, am I missing something here? No.
It's
Can
out an elevator?
we use the fishing rod? Did we miss anything in here?
Empty.
Alright, so we're gonna find... Wait, go back. Oh, we can't use that. Okay. Wait, we should be able to... If I'm right... We should be able to... At least I would think we should be able to thread the rod of... Or the... So much to do. And we don't know that code. Let's see.
I do not know the number combination.
You said there was an egg in there? I mean, I'll take your... I guess that's supposed to be
A
it there.
single egg is visible.
I don't know what you're gonna do with the egg. Actually, can we just, Whee!
The platform swings back and forth, but it holds. The platform... Nothing is happening. Maybe the switch is broken. Salt. That little bit is just enough for a breakfast egg.
How did it hold up? We can't use that. We can't use, like, the fishing rod.
Looks like an elevator shaft, but the elevator is nowhere to be seen.
I don't even know how this is going to help us yet, other than maybe there's something...
The freight elevator does not appear to be very stable. One of the cables has already broken. That's the...
Oh, you're so whiny. There's not anything else we can take. There's nothing we can combine in our inventory. Oh, let's look at the journal. In the lion's den, somewhere out in the cold, Nicole, Charleroi, Oleg, and Sergei are here. However, even more astonishing than this is the strange machine. What are they planning to do with it? What are we going to do about it, though? Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, but we can't like goop up their controls or anything. Just making sure there's no illogical things going on here. We can't. I imagine none of this stuff would work, but you never know. Now, I'm curious what these lines is. So I can't quite make out what these are. This one looks kind of like one of those system diagrams you'd see in like a power plant or manufacturing building, showing like a process, what's running and all that. This one looks like it might be a picture of the outside. Okay. The fishing rod is just weird and random. I don't have to mash, I can just look and see if the blue lights up, which I don't think it will. So we must have to... There's gotta be something we can do in the machine shop, right?
They seem to work like hand grenades. Pull the ring and make sure to get rid of it real quick. A completely normal fishing rod without any kind of frills, but rather robust. I have a vague idea. You can do thread cutting. This thing helps. You can use the...
Well, none of this is helping us right now.
I don't really feel a great need to be a plumber right now. I just want to get out of here. I don't have the I assume that... How am I supposed to get across? Fly?
Well, have you tried it?
I'd probably feel better if I blew it.
Are you sure you can't, like, you know, use the... Didn't I try that? Whatever.
Maybe I can pick up one of the lighter packs. Winter clothing. That's a nice catch. Much better already.
Okay, so now we can at least go outside.
Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. Just where am I? Antarctica? Nobody is ever going to find me here. I can forget about that. Building the station probably cost a lot of money. Somebody must be counting on getting a lot of profits. A 10-liter bucket.
Oh, let's just steal this random bucket.
A 10-liter bucket. A huge field full of these strange things. I assume that they contain antennas. But what do you do with them? Receive signals? Or send signals? The power consumption of this facility must be gargantuan. Just how did they get all that heavy equipment here? It must have been a huge logistical effort.
This isn't something you just hide. It takes a lot of money to get to Antarctica, so they must be hiding within maybe like some sort of semi-legitimate effort. or research expedition? Hey, it's a penguin.
A warning sign. Caution. Precipice.
Well, let's look at it.
There's someone lying there. Hello? Are you hurt? Hello? I almost fear that he's dead. Funny that someone should fall into the glacier's precipice who probably knows his way around here. Plus, there was a warning sign. Just a moment. It could, of course, be that he had a little help when he fell. I believe these people here are capable of that.
Well, they did say there was an unfortunate accident.
It almost looks as if they let the poor guy die in misery down there. I really have to watch out. A human life does not appear to be worth much out here. The penguin seems to be sitting on something. He's probably hatching something.
Okay. Did we get any update? No. So, I wonder if the saboteur was maybe a member of that cult or tribe or whatever it is we're dealing with. Blow up the penguin. Aw. I have a feeling he's sitting on an egg and we're not going to get him off of it without some motivation. So let's go to the other area.
Wow, an old whaling ship, completely enclosed in ice. I wonder how long that has been here. A stationary harpoon. The things have an enormous penetrative ability and a relatively large operational range. What am I supposed to fire at? I haven't really been able to find that many real potential targets here yet.
Well, there's the penguin, there's the the barrels, or not the barrels, the antennas. It's in the barrel. Can we take the barrel?
It contains whale oil. People also used to use it as lamp oil and lubricant.
Okay, so...
It's a little heavy. Not even female Russian shot putters can carry that.
So put it in the bucket. I guess there's some other container we're supposed to find.
The jacket is frozen stiff, but it appears that there is still something in the side pocket. I don't think it will contain any vodka, but in this cold, I would be happy with whiskey too. If I only could get this damned cork out of this bottle.
So we can't use that quite yet.
It appears as if there had been a hole in the ice at one time, but it has frozen over almost completely in the meantime. An old saying says you should never blow up the ice floe you are standing on. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get...
No. Okay, we'll need... Oh, can we get...
What am I supposed to fire at?
Shoot it.
I haven't really been able to...
Oh my god. Okay, so... I think I have ideas about the cork. Let's see if the game lets me or not. Ooh. This is actually a rather large area. Whee!
So, pulled the cork in style.
Alright.
A cork.
Now, I'm not quite sure what else we're doing here yet, but we can at least get the whale oil. Really?
Nothing. All that effort for nothing. Again.
We're not gonna fill it with whale oil? There's not anything else we can combine.
A stationary... What am I...
We still haven't found any numbers either.
Building the station...
Money, profits... We can't look at this. Can we just walk up to the penguin? Okay, we can't go beyond the penguin. Can we use... We can't use any of that. Can we put the cork on here? No. Can we put this in there? No.
A 10-liter.
Can we... No. 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 Can't do anything there. I don't think we can do anything here still either.
I think that's a water pump. It's not.
Okay, so I don't...
Without an elevator?
Oh, quiet.
I don't have the slightest. I assume that by.
Oh, we can take the sign.
A hollow pipe with a sign, "Caution Precipice," attached to it. The shield was stuck in there.
Can we blow it up? Really? Really? Yeah, just walk, don't run.
Wow, what an explosion! It appears that it even triggered a small avalanche, but it didn't appear to bother the penguin.
Well, let's go.
I know that robbing dead bodies is frowned upon in upper circles, but I cannot do anything for him anymore. He, however, could perhaps still be helpful.
That is very steep for a ramp. I just want to say that. Oh, we got
In an
here.
abstract sort of way, the amulet represents a head. There is a large diamond on top. It looks to be very old, and if the diamond is real, it is worth a fortune.
And we've seen that plenty of times.
A gasoline lighter. Unfortunately, there is no gas in it.
Okay, so we put the whale oil in it.
A couple torn out pages. They're entitled Research Journal of Nicole Charleroi. I don't think that this information will help me right now, but I might at least understand better how everything ties together.
3/27/2000. With Massimo's support, I now have enough means to intensify my research, and I've already had some initial successes. Speaking of Massimo, finally someone who believes in me and my work. He isn't like these idiots in Paris. He has the same visions that I do. 4/22/2000. I found some documents that are over 50 years old in which a scientist explains his theory. Take the waves of our radio transmitters. They are on the streets, in our homes, they are everywhere. But we don't see or feel them. Once we turn on a radio and set it to the right frequency, we suddenly hear that there are news reports or music. It will be possible to send thoughts into the human brain the same way. We just have to find the right frequency. 12/23/2000. My initial euphoria has become somewhat subdued. We are still focusing on the basic research, while I want it to be much further by now. 8/5/2001. Still no prospect of concrete results, but luckily Massimo remains calm and continues to support the project. He won't regret it. 12/14/2001. In the last few weeks, our experiments have shown that the energy emitter is working accurately. I'm aware that we have a long way to reach our goal, but we've at least completed one important step. 2/2/2002. Massimo visited the facility for the first time today. He is visibly impressed by our results and assures us we will get more funding. 10/20/2002. We finished the first successful series of tests today. The lab animals are only showing some reflex-like motor disturbances, but it's a start. 3/8/2003. We haven't made any progress. We are simply unable to make the next decisive step forward. We haven't been able to achieve a controlled influencing of the lab animals. I have no idea why. 6/25/2003. It's the radiation fields. It must be the fields. They probably aren't constant enough to achieve targeted influencing of the subject's brainwaves. And maybe something else is missing it as well, but it is definitely the radiation fields. 8/5/2003. Was that the end? Massimo pulled me away from my research and sent me to Europe. He assured me that I will return as soon as possible with some new technology, but I'm afraid that he is getting cold feet. 3/2/2005. I had almost given up hope, but yesterday we finally started working again. Massimo was able to buy information about the research in the Tunguska region from a former KGB agent, and my assessment of the information convinced him. The Russians are apparently working with fragments of this unidentifiable thing that exploded there in 1908. The amazing thing is that they were able to observe more profound and constant behavioral changes in their lab animals than I could in mine. 3/8/2005. If the reports from Russia are actually true, our problems could soon be solved. It must be possible to generate extremely constant and uninterrupted radiation fields with these fragments. If that is actually the case, this could be the solution to our problem. We need to get our hands on one of these artifacts right away. 3/25/2005. Disappointing news from Massimo. The Russian informant confirmed that the Russians only have one of the artifacts. The other two fragments were apparently stolen by a sect in the 1970s, but I suspect the CIA is behind it instead. 6/8/2005. Modification of the Institute is now finished. With the new opportunities, I am optimistic that we can achieve suggestive influencing of the human brain. If only we had one of these extraterrestrial artifacts. 8/25/2005. I've stumbled on an interesting case in connection with the information that the Russian informant sold us. A young Cuban scientist, Manuel Perez, was supposedly part of an expedition to the Tunguska region in 1977. He has apparently exhibited extreme mental and behavioral disturbances ever since. Since the experiments were performed with these artifacts in this region back then, there could be a connection. I should take a closer look at this Perez. 8/22/2006. Massimo is a genius. He found a scientist in Berlin who has been researching these strange artifacts for many years. Massimo is convinced that he has the fragment we need. 8/28/2006. The old scientist has disappeared without a trace. Someone appears to have kidnapped him right in front of our noses. Someone whose goal is identical with ours, perhaps? But Massimo has a new plan. He wants to use a scientist's daughter to achieve our goal. It sounds a little foolhardy, but it could work. So, we now definitively take place in 2006.
This goes down so deep, I can't even guess where the bottom is.
And, so I guess I don't know if he had contacted him, or it sounded like they were just planning to kidnap Vladimir, but this sect kidnapped him before they could. I wonder if they actually managed to retrieve the last fragment from that Russian research facility. Oh, you're kidding me. Really?
It's a little heavy. Not even...
I'm not asking you to carry it. I'm asking you to just get some of the whale oil out. Can we use...
What am I
Okay, so we can't shoot anything yet. Okay. Can't do that. Can we just put this in here? No.
in an abstract sort of way?
Still don't really have...
Empty.
Still empty. We still don't have any VHS tapes. Can we just keep fishing for items, maybe? Oh, we can. Where are we going to get this time?
Terry cloth bedding. A whole stack of it. Whatever am I supposed to do with it?
Actually, I think I have an idea, because I bought a Zippo lighter just to have one, and they actually have, it's not an empty canister. They actually use a fluid.
The other stuff on the platform is too heavy to be able to pull it up with the fishing rod.
They actually have, like, some sort of fabric that's soaked in oil, or lighter fluid, rather. So maybe that's what we have to do here, is we have to soak this. Ah! So we soak that, and then we put it in the lighter, but that doesn't get us too far.
The bedding has soaked up fish oil. It is beastly heavy, and stinks like one too.
Really?
A gasoline light. It appears as if there had been a hole in the ice at one time.
Okay, is there anything we can combine right now? That's just going to bring up the journal. Can we stick anything in the slot? Do we know the number yet?
I don't have the slide.
No, I was hoping it would indicate that, there's a number in the journal. Jeez, this is, of all the areas, this one's feeling the most... See, there's always that problem with,
I do not know the number.
with adventure games where you have the nonsensical puzzles, and this is starting to feel like this game was mostly good up to this point, and now it's just like, nah.
The bedding has soaked up fish oil. It is beastly heavy and stinks like one too.
So this is supposed to be heavy bedding? Well, can we finish breaking this thing?
So I leave behind yet another trail of devastation.
I feel like the metal sheet should have done that in the first place, but hey, now we have a bucket of salt.
A 10-liter bucket full of salt.
And what does salt do? It melts ice.
Well, it will probably take some time until the salt has eaten its way through the ice.
Okay. There's nothing else we can grab there. And is there
I do not
really nothing we can do?
I do not know. I
Really?
I do not know the number combination. I can't tear the glass out with a plunger. I'll just take it with me again.
No, you're tearing the glass out with the plunger.
I can't tear the glass out with a plunger.
You wouldn't let me put it on there if I couldn't use it somehow. Is there like something else we have to combine it with?
I do not know the number combination.
She actually reacts to
It
that.
always looks so simple in detective stories. Plunger on the glass, cut it with a diamond, and
Oh,
it really is simple. I have no idea what animal this comes from. It's too large to be a chicken egg, but who knows what they are doing here in the station. I think they are capable of anything.
okay, so we're turning into a cartoon kind of. Alright. Can we give the egg to the penguin?
I have no idea what the penguin.
Take the egg. Do we have to like hook it? Okay, so we can't just give him the egg apparently. So what else can we do? Oh, hey, we have a hole now. Let's go fish.
Nothing is happening. I probably should try it with some bait.
Do we have anything that would qualify as bait? The egg.
The lighter could serve as a blinker substitute and lead, all in one. It's definitely worth a try.
Oh my god, that's what we're using the lighter for?
That was easier than I thought it would be. A specimen of the genus fish.
Okay, so now we can just throw the fish at the penguin.
Maybe I can distract it with some fish.
And let's swap eggs.
At least now the poor little guy has a real chance of seeing something come out of that egg. An egg-shaped thing made of metal.
Okay. Does this go in here? Oh, it does apparently.
It fits, and the machine is also starting to work again.
Oh, so we don't have to touch anything? I don't know how this helps us, but since they wanted us to drown in there. I mean, granted, she wasn't awake for that, but... Alright, let's turn it on. Still don't know what we're doing here.
The plug is missing. The water's going to drain right out again.
Really? That's why we have a cork. It's the perfect size.
It even reasonably fits into the drain. That should stop the water from draining. Yay! The tub is full. Woohoo!
Okay. But what are we gonna do in the tub? We can't fill the bucket with water. Can't fill the flask. Can we?
I can't reach it.
We still can't reach the camera.
Now all I need is a relaxing bath oil.
Oh, you know what? She said that thing was responsible for the heat too, so maybe if we take this away?
Too bad, actually. It was just about to get nice and warm.
Maybe now we can actually...
The water has frozen over pretty quickly.
There we go.
I hope that the ice will hold me.
Hey, we got a cassette tape. That's something we can use.
The camera has been screwed on tight, but at least I could remove the strap.
Alright, let's go watch some TV.
Oh, there is something else on the tape. A remainder of another recording. Looks like the room right next door. This Nicole Charleroi is having a discussion with a really elegantly dressed guy. Unfortunately, his back is to the camera, but I could swear that it's... What's going on down there?
I heard we are ready.
Yes, apart from a few small details, everything is ready. Thanks to the artifact, we were able to quickly bring the radiation fields to the desired level.
So I was right.
About the artifact?
About you, Professor Charleroi. Your team has truly done magnificent work. And Sergei, Oleg, you also deserve a lot of praise.
Thank you. It was an honor for us.
But enough self-congratulations. We still have a lot to do. Mankind is waiting for us to relieve them from a few decisions.
Massimo Gartuzzo? If he's involved in this, it must be a really big thing. And if he goes to the ends of the world just for this, then I'd rather not dwell on how big this thing is. Realistically, there are only two possibilities. Either I make sure there is a super big noise, or I die clandestinely, quietly, and unnoticed. And since I definitely do not feel like dying, I should think of something that makes a huge kaboom. Only I probably won't be able to do much by myself. I need help, and I need it fast. A huge plasma screen. What do they need all those video recorders for?
Yeah, can we,
A huge plasma screen.
Okay. That could have told us the code. Oh, now we're supposed to know. Oh, okay. Here we go. In the line the line up here, somewhere out in the cold. The suspicion is confirmed. Massimo Gattuso, the tycoon and billionaire, is actually the man behind the curtain. One thing is clear: something really big is going on. But what? But it appears my hypothesis back
2,
in the
5.
The train was
1,
correct in that they're trying to use
3.
this for
Done it.
mind
I
control.
wonder what is waiting for me in that room over there.
Bad things, I'm sure. Why do they have a radar?
There is something in the close vicinity of the research station, most likely an airplane. Maybe they can come and get me out of here. I just have to get their attention somehow. Full of fireworks. I think I'll take a couple with me, and probably the matches too. All of the equipment looks to be completely out of date. They obviously only invested in stuff that was absolutely necessary. Equipment for measuring and analysis. What exactly can one do with it? I haven't got the faintest idea.
Okay. Wow. Oops. Wrong way. If there's a plane nearby...
What am I supposed...
Can we use...
The matches burn well, but the fuse doesn't. The matches...
Probably got wood at some point. Can we use the silicon to, like, dry it out or something?
The matches...
Probably got wet at some point. Only we had that metal sheet, but oh, we could coat it in whale oil.
Hopefully the fuses will work again if I pour the whale oil over them.
Alright, now we can attach this to the harpoon somehow, I guess.
Max! So Oleg was right.
It's not what you think.
Typical statement from a man.
They aren't our enemies. They want to help us.
I've had my fill lately of people who allegedly want to help me.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about Oleg.
How did you know?
Later. These men have brought me here to...
So you are in cahoots with them. They're the same guys who were seen in the museum by the janitor and the little girl when my father was kidnapped, right?
Yes, and the sect did actually kidnap your father. But for his own protection. Don't worry. He's fine.
For his protection? From people like you? You played me for a sucker and were working with these guys the entire time.
No, when I got back from Ireland, the sect also kidnapped me. Then they explained how everything fits together. I'd never seen these guys before that. You have to believe me.
Do I?
During his investigation into the Tunguska catastrophe, your father stumbled onto something that has to be kept secret at all costs. The sect has done everything it can to make sure this secret doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
And what is that?
The people believe that they're the offspring of aliens from outer space.
Oh, God.
And the Tunguska catastrophe was caused by a nuclear-powered interstellar spaceship that crashed while trying to rescue its last living survivors from Earth.
Bullshit! Psst. Don't tell me you believe that.
I don't know what I should believe anymore. Do you remember your encounter with the sect?
In Tunguska? Yes. It was pretty weird.
The fact is that in the summer of 1908, an unidentified object was annihilated in a detonation as powerful as a modern hydrogen bomb, but they found no crater and no remains. Then these strange fragments appeared years later. Your father examined them and discovered that they were made from materials that didn't come from Earth, but were processed.
The Kalenkov report?
Exactly. Then the military got a hold of the material, and your father was prohibited from doing any more research. When he and Manuel Perez took off again for the Tunguska region, Perez accidentally became a victim of an experiment that the military was conducting with the extraterrestrial object there. Your father realizes how dangerous the material is, but he continues to do research despite, or maybe because of it, until he comes across evidence of the Zopa, whose abandoned caves he discovers in China. There he discovers artifacts that consist of the same extraterrestrial material as the fragments from the Tunguska region. A strange connection, don't you think?
And one of the artifacts is here now, delivered personally by Nina Kalenkov.
The station belongs to a man named Massimo Gattuso. Have you ever heard his name before?
Billionaire, divorced 3 times, devastatingly handsome. You can ask him for an autograph in a second.
What?
He's here. I saw him below in the station.
Hopefully we aren't too late. He bought shares in all the telecommunication companies through middlemen and will soon control the entire mobile network.
So what? Are you afraid that the prices per minute will go up?
Be serious for a second, Nina. Don't you have any idea what they're planning here? Think about Perez's accident, the psychiatric clinic in Cuba, the French female scientist, and the Russians' animal experiments.
Give me a hint.
They are working on a technology that will manipulate thoughts.
Oh, come on. First you come to me with these aliens, and now this?
It sounds inconceivable, I know. But research into this technology is nothing new. As far as I know, no one has been successful yet. But with this extraterrestrial material, do you think that Massimo Gattuso will go to so much trouble if the artifact was merely of value archaeologically? The sect believes that he is about to implement this technology, and you can imagine what will happen then.
So, do you trust these people?
More than I trust this Gattuso.
And what are you planning to do?
The sect will take care of detonating the transmitter, and we have to find a way to disrupt the experiment itself. Are you familiar with the layout in there? Is there maybe a control room or something like that?
Sure. Follow me and try to be inconspicuous.
Yes, sir. Oh, before I forget, I found your cell phone in the caves in China. I thought you'd probably need it, in case you want to call me after all this is finished.
I know your number by heart.
So, the elevator should be working again. But maybe we should wait until the sect members have detonated the antenna.
And if not, we still have the element of surprise on our side.
So you really want to go down there?
Yes. Now let's go.
Damn, what just happened? The elevator appears to still be working, as do some of the doors, but I can't open the other ones. Nina, can you hear me? Just great. I have to get the doors open as soon as possible or we'll have a real problem. We've had more than enough of those already. Hopefully Nina will wait for me and won't do anything stupid. But if I know her, she probably will.
Max doesn't seem to hear me through the door. Now what? Hopefully he'll get the door open again. But I can't really wait for him to do it. We have no time to lose. Maybe that elevator still works. Then I can look around a little downstairs.
Okay, so Max just explained a lot. So I guess the Zopa tribe might have been descendants from alien visitors? I feel like that part wasn't explained too clearly, but it seems there was some interbreeding or I don't know. Well, then again, we haven't actually seen the people in robes, so maybe they are freaky aliens. But so alien spaceship has some sort of malfunction, crashes on Earth, and then these disks scatter that somehow give off radiation. I guess the question is why. But then again, alien technology don't have to explain, I guess. Max confirmed my theory of mind control. I was right. He did buy up a bunch of telecommunications stuff. Fogless, somewhere out in the cold. The surprises keep on coming. Max appears completely unexpectedly in the company of several sect members. Excuse me. Furthermore, it turns out that the sect kidnapped Nina's father for his own protection so that Massimo couldn't get his hands on him. Massimo wants to use his monopolistic mobile network to manipulate people's subconscious. All of his attempts have failed so far, but now he's about to have the big breakthrough thanks to Nina, who unwittingly delivered the Zopa artifact to him. So, I guess my question here is, so I guess from the notebooks, Max already knew where to go. So he found the cave. And I guess the sect got in contact with him. But when did he learn to fly a C-130? There was absolutely nothing that said Max was a pilot. It'd be one thing if Oleg was flying it, since, he's been flying us around a lot. But Max? I mean, at least it seemed like the implication was that that it was Max flying. And I guess the only reason it was flying around was because the mole must have been a cult member who... Well, okay, so if the mole was a cult member, or were they on the payroll of the cult? Because the cultists are aliens, since we still haven't seen them without their mask on. Then I presume that they don't look human, per se. And that he would be easily recognizable. So either he had cosmetic surgery, or maybe it was a human working for the cult. But they must have told him, hey, there's a research station around this area in Antarctica, and they must have been looking for a place to set down. Actually,
the door is shut. Hopefully Max will be able to open it again soon.
Yeah, so they don't let us go out and actually find where they landed the C-130, but it looks like they just landed in front.
The door is shut. Hopefully Max will be able to open it again soon.
Doesn't look like there's any motors that would control these, but... And we can't use the radar room again, apparently. So I guess we only have this option, but... I mean, it would make sense for them to have an airstrip here, but I certainly didn't see any signs of a prepared field. Radioactive, that's great.
One of the surveillance cameras. Hopefully Max is constantly checking the monitors in the control room.
Also worth noting we don't have the option to switch to Max.
Someone took the knob that opens and closes the vent. There's just a rod left now. I can't open or close the valve with my bare hands.
Okay, what else do we have to look at?
A radiator.
It burbles quietly.
The radiator feels cold. What an enormous icicle. I can't break it loose. It's much too massive for that.
What if we use the sign? Hey, we finally got some use out of it.
What an enormous icicle.
Alright, well, let's go through here first. Unless there's anything else to look at, no. Alright, got it.
An iron chain hanging in the middle of the room. No idea what that's good for.
Nice little snow angel thing you got there. Oh, we gotta drag it somewhere, okay.
There are 2 labels on it. Danger, explosive, and do not bring in contact with water. For such dangerous stuff, that vat sure doesn't make a stable impression. The sign warns that contact with water could trigger chemical reactions. The paint is so brittle that it crumbles just looking at it. The sign is riveted.
Aw. Okay, so hey, we have a wrench here.
I'd better not touch it. The label's on it.
The wrench.
Hopefully the lid won't open. A wrench. I can't think of anything more to say on that subject.
So first, let's go back and,
My former teacher, Mr. Puetz, would say no one can force a round metal rod to rotate with a wrench.
So we have to make it not round. Can't put... Oh, here we go.
I can't open a...
Shut up. I mean, this isn't really going to do that much. It's just going to thread it. But, I mean, you could bolt something on it then. And then turn that, I suppose. But
I threaded the rod.
so now can you use the wrench? Nope.
My former teacher...
Nope.
This thing has all the... There's no...
Yeah, I would imagine. There's no reception in Antarctica, but I had to try it. Silicone. I threaded the rod, but we don't have any nuts to put on it. Let's go back here. Maybe we'll find something since I didn't finish completely.
In some places where the walls have cracked, the ice is visible behind the walls. We must therefore be below sea level. An iron chain.
But we gotta hook it to something, or maybe... I have thoughts, but can we actually like hook that there? I want to hook this to this stuff, but it doesn't look like it lets you. And that's... oh.
The tube leads through the wall into the hallway.
Alright. Do we have a... nope, we can't go. Okay, so she's got to go all the way over to look at it.
The pipe is cold.
Thank you for that. Oh, what if we, oh.
I've gotten warm enough now. The bad guys can go on freezing.
Okay, so we can't actually do anything for that. So we gotta be able to stick something on there to use the wrench. Alright, can we... does it work the other way? Really? What? Where were you holding that? Okay.
I should pay attention. As soon as the icicle begins to melt, it will swing across the room on the chain.
And that will hit the barrel. Which
There are two labels.
Okay, so we got kind of a trap rigged, I guess. Oh, hey, there's a nut here.
When I wedged the icicle between the pipes, the nut broke from the mounting bracket of the pipes.
How convenient. We got a lot of stuff in our inventory. I feel like we might not use it all. And this is just going to magically be the same thread that the dye was threading this rod for. There we go.
Phew, no chance. I turned the nut along the thread. I can't open or close. Phew, no chance.
So did we open it or?
The pipe is cold. A radiator.
I mean, we can blow stuff up now, right?
I've gotten warm. I should pay attention. As soon as the icicle begins to melt.
Yeah, so swing and blow stuff up. So we tighten the nut.
I turn the nut along the thread. I can't open or...
We need to heat the radiator up.
Phew, no chance.
And then...
I've got...
Alright, I guess we don't have any other options. Let's go through the door and get caught.
I hear voices behind that door. As long as I don't have an army behind me, I really shouldn't go in there.
Can we... I mean, this is stupid. Oh.
I now have more leverage from the pipe I stuck on.
Oh yeah, that's right. She said it was hollow. I forgot about that. Now we can turn this.
Phew. That's it then. The vent is open. A radiator. The radiator is gurgling and is cold.
Now, can we put the water in the, turn the water back on?
I've gotten warm and... It's not making a... The tube leads through the wall into the hallway. I should pay attention. There are 2 labels on it.
Yeah, well, we're going to do that, so... Do we want to just, like, get away from it?
The door is shut.
Can't do that.
The vent is open. The radiator is gurgling and is one of the surveillance cameras. One of the surveillance... The radiator is gurgling.
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
There's no... The sign warns that contact with water could trigger chemical reactions.
Well, let's just use it. Really?
The paint stuck to the silicone. With a little imagination, you can see the sign again. The sign is riveted.
Oh, here we go. We got the mold, which is somehow colored.
Peeled off paint.
Oh, right, the paint. Alright, so let's tell Max what's going on.
Water? Heat? There's no water in the heating unit? I'll see if I can find a control unit for the water feed.
That we shut
I hope
off.
that was the right switch.
A radiator. There seems to be enough water in it now, but the radiator is still not heating up.
Because we gotta put the frickin' egg in it.
I've gotten warm.
Are we still not going in there?
I hear voices behind that. one of the I should pay attention.
I guess, are we still doing this sign language? Okay. Since we're dragging random things to the camera.
If my plan works and Max understands my clues, the heater will get warm, and so will the pipes with the icicle between them. When it melts and slides out of the pipes, it will hopefully push the vat from the shelf onto the floor. And as soon as the vat cover opens and the highly explosive chemical comes into contact with the ice on the floor, it will go kaboom! A great fuse! If I could somehow get out of here, I should close the valve again afterwards, otherwise this whole joint will blow with me and Max inside.
There's no flame lit in the heating unit? Well, then let's look for the right button that fires it up. So, that should have been it. Ah, damn it! Nina, look out!
So I did hear right. The lady did actually manage to free herself. Well then, come along. The boss is already eagerly waiting to make your acquaintance.
Ah, Miss Kalenkov, we finally meet in person. Please excuse my bad manners. I would have introduced myself much sooner, but as you can see, I'm under quite a bit of stress. Allow me to introduce myself, Massimo Gattuso.
Kidnapping, aggravated assault, and whatever else you ordered to do. So you're considering that good form?
No, but special circumstances unfortunately demand special measures. But since you are already here, may I offer you a front row seat for the world premiere?
Thanks, but I'm not interested.
Then you'll really be missing something. You will witness how my new marketing measures will lead humanity into a happier future.
I can't wait.
As you should. I'm sure you're familiar with it. You spend days thinking about which dress you should buy, and then you have a fight with your boyfriend about whether you should buy the red or the green couch.
I don't need a couch, and certainly not a green one.
I will relieve humanity from these problems in the future.
Through brainwashing?
I call it help in decision-making. It will not only save people a lot of trouble, but they will also have more time to concentrate on really important things. You have to admit, it's a truly noble gesture on my part.
I have to admit you're even sicker than I thought. All you care about is selling your products. You don't give a shit about the people.
What a shame that you don't appreciate my plans. Don't worry, though. You won't be in the position to take offense. And now, if you'll please excuse me, I have to prepare for the first test run. And if I can offer you a word of advice, be happy that you will be allowed to witness this spectacle. It would be a shame if you couldn't enjoy your last hours on Earth, wouldn't it?
It can't be much longer until the icicle slips from the pipe. I have to get out of here, fast! Control displays appear to be important. Another one who has made a fool of me this entire time. I assume that he was Massimo's information source in Russia. My interest in a conversation with him approximates the temperatures down here. The entire project is being monitored and controlled from here. The Committee of the Friendly Do-Gooders probably does not want to include me in its ranks. Massimo wants to realize his sick plans with it. Max must be up there. Hopefully they haven't caught him yet.
I will say Massimo, he felt like he had a lot more nuance in the cutscenes. Like, you know, he had like emotion and stuff. You know, not much, just your typical Hollywood bad guy, but some. Whereas here, he's completely deadpan.
A loading crane. I see no way to operate the crane from down here. One of those monitoring cameras again. I really trusted that guy. How could I be so stupid? I would like...
Quiet! Professor Charleroi has to concentrate.
In case you're interested, a sect has just arrived. They're about to destroy your equipment on the surface.
Yeah, sure. Who is leading them? Superheroes who are saving the world?
I'm serious.
I think you're missing my point. And now please excuse me, I don't have time to talk.
To build all these devices here at the edge of the world, that must have been a huge effort. What's it all for?
The equipment is extremely sensitive. Do you see the big display back there?
It's hard to overlook.
The project is strictly monitored, because incorrect radiation could lead to a malfunction. We've therefore played it safe and built part of the complex underground.
Miss Charleroi?
Shut your mouth, or Sergei will shut it for you.
Hey, I got your thing.
I think I may have something you've been looking for.
Oh, the part from the water pump? Thank you very much. We will reward you with a painless death.
How friendly of you.
Oleg, put that thing back in there quickly so that it's nice and warm again up in the station when we celebrate our triumph.
Okay. You will watch our guest of honor.
I don't think that our princess wants to run away, do you?
No, of course not. It's terribly comfortable here.
And he said it was sensitive to radiation, and cell phones make radiation. And it lets us put our cell phone in there.
Damn it, we have some interfering radiation here somewhere. If we don't get it under control quickly, we'll have to stop the experiment.
Can we throw more things?
The Committee of the Friendly...
Oh, hey, we can manipulate this, I guess, now?
You mean escape using the crane? We'll see if that goes well. But I don't have a better idea, so let's give it a shot. Good luck, Nina.
It's getting warm up there, and the champagne is being chilled. This means that there is nothing standing in the way of our party.
The celebration will have to wait. We have some serious problems here. What the hell was that?
I'm sure we can thank this little toad here for this. But no more fun and games. You're finished.
I'm sorry that I was wrong about you, but Oleg was very convincing and...
That's okay. I'm a man. I don't hold a grudge. Come on, we've got to get to the airplane. The people from the sector are probably already waiting for us.
Really?
Nina's father tried for months to scientifically prove what had happened. However, he eventually gave up, knowing that there are some things that just can't be explained with formulas. Still, or perhaps because of that, a small film company is very interested in his story. After his encounter with the sect, Eddie, the janitor, immediately started attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and has been sober ever since. He is using his striking voice doing voiceovers for goblins in video games. Lisa originally wanted to become a photographer, but she was unsuccessful due to the fact that she couldn't manage to change the batteries in the camera. Her new career as a bike courier also ended suddenly after just 2 hours and her first flat tire, because no one patched the tire for her. She is now selling magnetic microwave hamsters from a small stand in Berlin.
What?
When the police arrived at the museum, Kansky's body had disappeared. As Max realized when he saw the amulet, the commissioner was a member of the mysterious sect, which no one has heard from since their intervention in Antarctica. The sect's motives remain a mystery. Were their actions really for the benefit of mankind? And have they really disappeared? The sanitation worker noticed Nina's lie just in time and didn't quit his job. 1 week later, he actually did win the lottery, divorced his wife, and has lived happily ever since. Conductor Karpman's unpunctuality cost him his job. However, German Railways was thrilled to hire him. He now works the daily Hamburg-Bielefeld route. After another 2,376 cigarette breaks together, soldiers Romanova and Yushin decided to quit smoking. They now spend their time sticking nicotine patches to various areas on each other's bodies. However, rumors of an upcoming wedding could not be confirmed.
Isn't Yushin supposed to be gay?
Agents Fetisov and Radinkov left the Secret Service to open a boutique in Moscow that features tailor-made suits. None of the passengers died in the dramatic train wreck, which looked worse than it was. The scientists are still puzzling over the strange results of the plant analysis that Nina so brilliantly manipulated. The Doberman Pinscher took advantage of the opportunity to escape and is currently following in the footsteps of one of his ancestors and terrorizing the moors of England. Barkeeper O'Brien was hit by a drunken truck driver in front of his pub, quit his job, and has been teaching rhetoric at the University of Dublin. The fisherman's doctor urgently recommended he pay better attention to his health. He now only fishes when the sun is shining, in other words, twice a year, and has switched to drinking single malt Scotch whiskey. Klaus lost his home when the pub closed. He wandered around homeless and without a goal for months until he finally discovered his purpose in life and a place to stay in the small German town of Geesthacht. He is now a game designer for graphic adventures.
Subtle.
Fernando, the gatekeeper, is currently working on his latest series of paintings, the 1,000 extremely different growth stages of the date palm tree. Thanks to her untiring physical efforts, Sister Sabrina actually won the mayoral election. However, she had to resign 9 months later to take care of her baby. Shortly after his efforts in the inner courtyard, Puyol, the patient, set the world record in building a house of cards. Since then, he has appeared in numerous TV talk shows, babbling nonsense and earning money, hand over fist. However, we strongly oppose the extremely malicious insinuation that this career path is a general prerequisite for a career in television. Ramon builds strange figures out of shells based on Manuel Perez's even stranger drawings and sells them to tourists for exorbitant amounts of money. The villainous quartet was literally put on ice for a very long time. As a result, large-scale mind control continues to be reserved for a very popular, massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
So is that supposed to be World of Warcraft or EVE?
The contracts are signed and sealed. You can look forward to seeing your favorite characters again in Secret Files 2.
Max?
Yeah?
Have I thanked you yet?
No, I don't think so.
The plane must have an autopilot function.
Camera's rolling.
And I'd like to help you too. I don't need to go to bed anymore anyway, and I can always sleep when I'm dead. So, if I can do something for you...
That's really nice.
Here's looking at you, kid. Sorry, I forgot my line.
Cut!
You know the difference between me and you? I make this look good.
Cut!
Just because I'm filming a shitty film for some shitty people doesn't mean that I enjoy being an actor. I was not outstanding, and I was not exceptional. I was monumental. I was epochal.
His forehead is very square.
Camera's rolling.
Prop guy, please bring the fake iron bar this time. What a comedian.
Camera's rolling.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the stodgy could now look a lot like...
Cut!
I can't stand taking the train, sorry. Let's film the scene again.
Alright, are we done now? Is that... There we go. Okay. Normally they play the credits. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, unless they did and I didn't notice. I mean, I saw some credits, but certainly I don't think a whole game's worth. In any case, so it was a fun game. There's still a few unanswered questions though, so... Apparently Max was the one piloting the plane. So not only is he a historian or a scientist at the museum, he also speaks Irish. He speaks, well, I guess we can just assume the cult is multilingual. And, what's the other one? I forget. He also has a bit of an angle problem, as we saw with the bartender, which I almost felt that was out of character, because he's so kind and caring and gentleish most of the time. But also, I did notice when Max was visiting Nina's apartment and Nina wasn't there, her motorcycle was still there. They just reused the steering. I found that amusing, since it shouldn't have been there if she wasn't there. Although, arguably she could have left it there, but I mean the garage was still open. Which you'd think she would have at least done that. As she did store her bike before leaving, I think she would have just left it out in the open. I mean, yeah, Germany's safe, but I still wouldn't want to leave a motorcycle just laying out, But... And then there's still a few unanswered questions, like the fact that Konski was going to kill us. And certainly the guy on the other end of the phone with that Gartuzzo guy sounded a hell of a lot like Konski. I mean, I guess it wasn't. I guess it must have been Oleg, which would explain how he has all that information on us. But so that leads to the question. I mean, I guess Oleg murdered Konski. That seems to be the insinuation there, and that explains why he was going to help us if he was allied with the cult. So I guess Max would have been right to go there. That still leaves the question of, if these cults are alien descendants, was Konski, I mean, he was a part of this cult, but was he like a born-in member or a human ally kind of thing? And it's the same deal with that the one worker who wasn't one of the evil trio or the quad people. You know, the one worker in that whole facility who was a mole. Which I know they had to make it abandoned for gameplay reasons because otherwise we couldn't sneak around, but and they did show the airfield there too. That was fun. So there is that. As far as the puzzles go, I felt they were good for the most part. There were like a few nonsensical problems, which is an adventure game all throughout. I didn't have to look at a walkthrough often. Normally I just look and it's like, okay, I missed something like the first time I did it, it was because I completely forgot about the light in the room below. Because it's like, I looked at it, I saw it, and I completely forgot about it, and I even hit the magnifying glass and still didn't, remember it for that puzzle with the jewels, where you had to make that tricolor to read the code or something. Those are actually really short credits. And then I had to use it again in the second episode because I didn't try to pick up the bucket of water. I just kind of assumed, we aren't going to be able to pick it up. So I never got the handle from it that I needed to make that ridiculous contraption to take the phone down. From then on, I didn't really have to use it much. In fact, I don't think I used it at all until the hospital, because, by God, just stab the guy through the window, or quickly. It put him out almost instantly. So I felt like making a bloater was just too convoluted. But then I didn't have to use it again for a good long while, which, that's a good sign when you don't need a walkthrough for an adventure game. You shouldn't need a walkthrough for an adventure game if it was designed well, because the puzzles should be logical. And in some cases, they did give clues, and object descriptions or such. But yeah, when we got to that research station, oh my God, that was just like, I figured out the toilet paper thing, which I thought we were making the drill to oil it in, but then some of the stuff was my fault. Like, I guess I didn't try the fishing rod on the platform. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. And then it turned out you had to do it again. But it felt like I saw so many things kind of getting put together one way, and it all ended up happening a different way. And then there ended up being like a bunch of items in our inventory we didn't really use much. Like, the game was really good about, for a while, discard, like, as soon as you were done using it, it would discard it. Well, we never used teddy bear. We never used the onions, at least not that I recall. And I feel like we didn't use like half of the stuff in the Antarctic station, or at least we could have done without it by the end of the game. So I think that added to some confusion too, because it's like, okay, I have a billion things. Which one of these do I have to use? So I felt, in a sense, that was the weakest part of the game. Was it felt like the puzzles got a little nonsensical. Well, okay, some of it was just me missing stuff, because let's think. If I had grabbed those, I would have soaked the thing in lighter fluid eventually, but see, it wasn't obvious to me to drop that on the elevator, because I thought it was like, a fist-sized bundle of something that maybe you could stuff into a lighter, and then you could use it to light the lighter. But no, you have to throw that and the steel plate onto that elevator to get it to fall. Then, using the salt and the ice, that's kind of obvious. Throwing the grenade in the hole, like, I kind of see the thought path that was supposed to lead you there, but then I completely missed that you could take the side. So I don't know, maybe I was just not paying enough attention to the segment, but it just felt a lot worse than all the others. Okay. And let's see if I have any other thoughts. So obviously Nina and Max are a thing now. She made that pretty obvious. That still leaves the question of the call. I mean, there's two sequels and a spin-off to this, so that raises the question of what exactly goes on after this. Oh yeah, the voice acting in this game is so uneven. Like half the time it's all echoey, and the other half of the time it's actually, you know, decent studio quality. A lot of the voice acting was monotone. I wonder if the German voice acting was any better, but I did find Nina was a little annoying in the beginning, but I think it actually fits her character well. Likewise, I think Max has some decent voice acting. Oleg kind of does. Basically, anyone who had significant amounts of screen time has decent voice acting, whereas all the extras, so to speak, like the guards or such, or Gartuzzo, like outside of the cutscenes, it was just terrible. Like, here, maybe we can actually, here. So I want to see if his voice acting was really that different, because I could swear it was better in the cutscene.
Found him?
Not yet, but we're following some concrete clues.
That is unsatisfactory. We are running out of time. The project must begin as planned.
A few problems have surfaced in the little Kalenkov.
Don't bore me with details. You don't mean to tell me that
So it was a bit better, maybe. Like he puts more emphasis on words, but he's still pretty deadpan. And you know, they did the thing. Like you notice towards the end when you have multiple people speaking, they tend to stick with one color per person, and they were using the purple text, which I believe Konski's was purple. I don't suppose that was a. No, that wasn't a cutscene. Not with Konski. So, maybe Konski was a double agent. I don't know. I don't know at this point, unless the purple was just intentionally wrong to be a red herring. But then the guy sounded like Konski, so I feel like there's a few unsolved questions here. Hopefully they get answered in Secret Files 2 and 3. I mean, obviously these artifacts still pose a danger. There's still alien refugees on Earth, so maybe the aliens come back. I shouldn't really call them refugees. Strandies, I guess. And there's still the matter of what the aliens look like, their telepathic powers. They've apparently adapted very well to life on Earth here. But, so they should have... So let's see. They said there's like only so many artifacts. Russia has one because 2 were stolen by the cult. But then we found a 4th artifact, I guess, from their little home, which was curiously unpopulated. So, I mean, to me, it still seems like Russia's the biggest threat in all this. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see where this takes off from here. But I think with that, overall, still though, I liked Secret Files Tunguska. I mean, for the most part, it was a very solvable game. They gave you enough information that you could figure out what goes where. You know, sometimes I got the order wrong a little bit, but, you know, you at least had the general idea. And generally, just mashing items on an object until something happens would work if you were stuck, because there generally wasn't that many combinations of items and whatnot that you couldn't brute force, So with that, I guess that's it. So thank you all for watching, and tune in next time, and we'll see you then.